Hey guys, Kenny here. I got a really fun review here for you today, or tonight. I went to my local drive-in, the Galaxy Drive-In Theater here, and I saw two really good movies, in my opinion. The first one was Alice in Wonderland, and I'm gonna stay on that review for the time being. This Alice in Wonderland was so exquisite. It was beautiful, beautifully shot. The cinematography was gorgeous. The colors were vibrant. I saw it in 2D, but it still looked beautiful in that format. I want to see it in 3D, but it was still gorgeous in 2D. The basic plot is about Alice, who's now I think she's a grown-up. She's maybe 19 or 20, I forget how old she is. This time it's been 13 years since the last time she was in Wonderland, when it was actually called Underland. I think they call it Underland, I think. And this time Alice is due to be married to a guy who she really doesn't love at all. She doesn't love at all. She thinks he's a really nice guy, really good guy, but she doesn't love him at all. So when they're in this when they try to get married, the guy is on one knee, and she says to him that no, she doesn't want to do that. And on that day when she is going to try, when he wants to try and marry her, she sees this rabbit that's from Underworld, when she calls it Wonderland. It's a rabbit. I think it's he's the one who tries to keep track of time. So Alice chases after him after seeing him several times before actually running off to the tree where she falls down into Wonderland. She falls through the ceiling of some strange little room, and she realizes that there's this little door that leads to Wonderland, but she can't get through because she's too tall. So she drinks this potion. She shrinks, but there was this key that she picked up when she was normal size. She opened that little door, and she couldn't get through that door, being the size she was. So after she drinks the potion, she had put the key on the table when she was her regular size. So when she shrank, she was trying to jump up onto the table to get the key. So she eats this little bread or something, and then she finally grows, but she almost grows too tall for that little room she's in. So she takes the key, then she drinks the rest of that little potion, and that's when she goes through the door into Wonderland. And I think she meets Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and the rabbit that she was chasing. And that rabbit really believes that she's the original Alice that was in their world 13 years ago. And there's this female rabbit that adamantly believes that she's not the Alice that they knew, because she got everything wrong in that little room of when she was trying to get out through that little door. And that's when she finds out that there's this kind of timeline that is specific to things that need to happen, and there's this one specific day where she has to slay a dragon using this one specific sword. And she also thinks that she's not the Alice that she's not the Alice that they're needing. So she tries to get away from them, and she does. And then she meets the Cheshire Cat, and boy, is that such a beautiful character. I love how that was created. But then I think before she sees him, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and those two rabbits take her to see this caterpillar, voiced by Alan Rickman. I can't remember the name of it right now, but he's kind of like he's a little bit of like a fortune teller, I think. But that is another very good character in this movie. And when she gets away from all of them, that's when she meets the cat, that Cheshire Cat, that disappearing cat. And I think the cat takes her to see the Mad Hatter, and then that's when the two rabbits are with him. And the Mad Hatter, played incredibly well by Johnny Depp. Oh, he got all the nuances of his character down. He could be sweet, and also he could lose his mind, and whenever he turns mad, the color around his eyes turns black. So he can be sweet and also creepy. And then there's this like a right-hand man of the Red Queen, who's this evil Red Queen, played magnificently by Helena Bonham Carter. So Crispin Glover plays the person who's her right-hand man. Crispin Glover. Him and Tim Burton never ever worked on a project together, as far as I know. And the White Queen is also played incredibly well by Anne Hathaway. She's probably the most, that's one of the best, that's probably the second best portrayal, or best portrayal of her, of that character I've ever seen. And the Mad Hatter takes Alice through the forest to, I think, try to see the White Queen, and then Crispin Glover's character, and then these card little men of the Red Queen, that they go after the Mad Hatter, and it was ingenious how this happened. The Mad Hatter made Alice shrink. Oh, she was already shrank. And then he puts her on his hat, and then he throws the hat. So then she goes to try and save the Mad Hatter from the Red Queen. She gets the sword, and that's when she makes her journey to the White Queen, and then she gets the armor put on, and that's when she fights this dragon. I can't remember what it's called, but that is a really good fight. All the build up and talk about that one day, in that fight was so well paid off. That was a long fight, and it was pretty brutal. I'm surprised this wasn't rated any higher than PG because of that, because the head got cut off of the dragon. And after that, that's when the Red Queen and her right-hand man get exiled out of Underworld, and the Mad Hatter does this really beautiful dance, and then Alice goes back into her world. So stay cool and roll out to the movies. Bye.